All right, guys, we're going to run something that we call five out. We run this a lot if you've got a small team. We run a lot of five out stuff. This is more of a delayed offense. It's transition, but more of in a delay. And you're coming down the floor off a made free throw or whatever turnover, and you can kind of get right into some stuff. And it's basically, three-man things, strong side ball stuff. But where you would come down the floor and looking for some kind of dribble handoff action, which I'm very high on. So, you've got a guy in the corner here. You're coming down. You got a trailer here, and then you got two other guys coming, and the ball's here. Okay, and then if you're going to throw the ball to the top, and this guy's going to catch it now, and then we have a ton of options. Okay, so the pass goes from the wing to the top, we say, and then this guy would then follow the pass and just get a dribble handoff. Set him up, come off, looking for that dribble handoff. He would lift. So after he does the dribble handoff, okay, he's going to dribble at him, hand it off, he'll roll. Then you've got a lift. So you got this guy into here where he's got a lift, he's got a roll, and he's got some guys he can kick it to here. And we would just call that like follow. You're going to follow that. So you follow your pass. But it's going to be a dribble handoff. So this guard's coming down, he kicks it to the trailer, and then the trailer's going to dribble, and then he's going to hand it off to him there. And that would be one option that we can do in early transition. Another option we would have would be a tight curl. Okay, and again, we're just going to go off the strong side. The weak side is always going to do the same kind of thing, and we'll go into that. But the pass was made here, and before we did a follow, we dribble handed off that. Now you're going to fake that and come down and set this screen, and we're going to tight curl this, almost like a flex screen. But we're going to curl this hard, looking for that immediate pass maybe, and then he's going to continue to fade into that corner where we could then have guys lifting up and filling. But after he sets that screen, he's dribbling at him if he doesn't have that pass, and then this guy comes right off of that for the dribble handoff. So, it depends on what your spacing is, but if he's going to get out of there and go all the way to the other side, then these other guys would just lift out. Because he's dribbling here. So the guy who's got the ball here, he's going to pass it there and then set that screen. He's going to tightly curl off of that, and then he's coming right back off for the dribble handoff. And again, you'd have a guard with that action. So we would call that a tight curl where you're going to tightly come off of that and curl into it. And a lot of times, after that pass was made, you can hit that right away like a flex cut. Once he comes off and he's not going to have it, that's when you start dribbling hard, and then he comes off for the dribble handoff. Okay, so that's what we would call a tight curl. Okay, now we would do a long curl. So you're here, guys here, here. Throw it there, and now you're setting that screen again. It's almost like a double stagger. Okay, instead of this guy tight curling, he's going to set him up, of course. That's always a given. And then he's going to come off. After he sets that screen, he's going to pop into that corner most likely. So now the ball's here. So instead of tight curling, where we did before, where he kind of got into here, now he's coming here and he's coming off a long curl. So now this guy is going to dribble at and then hand it off. So it's like he's coming off a double stagger. I know I'm going fast, but you could rewind it and watch it again and again. So again, throws it here. And now I have two guys on the weak side. We'll talk about them. But he throws it there. He sets him up. He sets that screen before he tight curled it. Now he's going to long curl it, and then he's going to dribble handoff to him. So it's like two screens. He gets a screen there, then he gets another screen with the handoff. This guy afterwards, he's just going to pop into the corner. Okay, so after he pops in that corner and he comes off, then he can lift. As someone's driving off into here, instead of staying in that corner, you can always lift up if you want. So that will be like a long curl. Now we would go off of this. Go. Just trying to think and make sure I have everything that I want to do. So same philosophy here. Okay. You pass it there, and now you read and you make a cut. You just go. And then this guy could dribble handoff with this. And again, once you go, you're going to continue onto that spot, and these other guys lift. So as you're dribbling at him, you can hand it off. Now again, you dribble a handoff, you can keep it and just get to the basket. So there's a lot of reads off of this, which is what I like. You're making a lot of reads, but you're also doing a lot of dribble handoffs, and then you're making reads off of it. And then nothing is called really. It's all just kind of making reads. That's all you're doing. Okay, we call this get. Same thing. Throw the ball here. Whereas before, you're dribbling and then handing it off. Okay, this guy's not stationary. He's kind of holding it a beat, then he's going for dribble handoffs and stuff. This time he just stays there, and this guy goes and gets it, and he's just coming off an actual dribble handoff up here. And you've got guys here. So if we say get, then maybe this guy, we don't want him dribbling the ball on the handoff. Maybe they've seen too much of that, so he just kind of holds it, then he turns and hands it off here. This guy would then lift, and then you've got options. Roll, same stuff. Again, these are all just reads and things you can do. Nothing. Again, this is just action that you have that we drill, and you're going to be able to figure it out. You throw the pass here. This guy could come and almost set like a back screen, and then he comes off of that like a flex cut. And then this guy, after he sets that screen, he comes off for a dribble handoff. So the guy's here, throw it there. One time he goes there, he follows. Sometimes he pins down. Well, this time, or he goes. Now he's going to come off a back pick, looking to get that. Then he makes a read. He can flare back into that corner if he wants. And then once he doesn't get that pass from here, he's not open, then you dribble, and the screener now comes off for the dribble handoff with options. So you've got a back pick, which I love, and then you're coming right off to a dribble handoff. And again, if they're switching this back pick, you're going to have some issues trying to switch it again or coming off of that. So that's been very effective for us, in the past. So we would call that just, setting the back pick. And then you're asking what's going on with the weak side. The weak side, again, it's all reads. But here we passed it. We got a guy here. We got a guy here and here. So now you've passed it here, and you're looking for a lot of this action with these strong side guys. Well, now what you can do, just go weak side. You can pin off that, come off, and then dribble handoff with him. This weak side guy can just cut hard, and he would lift. You can then pass it to him, and then dribble handoff there. There's just a million things you can do. You could pass it here, and then fake the dribble handoff and set the screen. He comes off that. But I like ball movement, and I like ball reversal, so that allows us a lot of different options. What we're trying to do here is we're just trying to create early offense and try to get the thing moving. So you're bringing the ball down in a delayed made basket kind of situation, and then this guy's trailing up here, and then you got this and you got this. So now he's coming here and he throws it there. That would be the key. Now, if this guy's not open, let's say he's denied. Well, that's easy. He just cuts, and then this guy would come over and replace it. He would cut off of that denial, and then this guy would lift. And then you've got, again, you could throw it to this and then follow it. You could throw it to this and then screen away for a tight curl or a long. You can throw it there, and then this guy could come over and set a back screen, which then he would come off the dribble handoff. You could pass it there, and then he just cuts. Then you dribble off for this guy coming off on a dribble handoff. Just a ton of reads. You throw it here. This guy cuts. This guy's coming off for a dribble handoff, and he sees he's being overplayed. He just cuts. And then you got a backdoor bounce pass. But we're looking at a lot of 5-on-0 stuff in delayed transition, which is, you're coming down the court, the defense is basically set. But a lot of different options that you have that, again, it's real simple stuff. Sometimes we just want to come down and cross and set some screens, which is real simple. It's almost like you're getting into some kind of flex action. But, if you're coming down this side and the trailer's here, then this guy sprinted to the corner. It's the same action. Throw it to the top, set him up, dribble handoff. Dribble handoff. Dribble handoff mean you're dribbling at the guy and then handing it off. You can stay there. That would be get. You throw it there and he just stays there. Then you're coming off of that. Again, the spacing would be an issue here. So either you would slide a little bit more, or just maintain that spacing. Because if he gets, he's going to be right there at the top of the key. Just a ton of options that you can have. You're coming down here, and then this guy's not open. He cuts. This guy fills. You're coming down. You could throw it there, and then he could come on a dribble handoff. You're not open here. This guy could curl back into it, and you throw it there, and then we're right back into our delayed transition stuff on that. I think what I'm trying to accentuate with this is a lot of dribble handoff. A lot of dribble handoff. I think it's much more difficult to defend. I like the fact that some guys are going to screen and then come off to a dribble handoff, which makes it hard to switch it because you're having to switch two of them and you don't really anticipate it with the dribble handoff. Like an example would be where this guy throws it here, and then this guy comes and sets that back screen, and then he's coming off for the dribble handoff. It's very hard to switch that back screen and then think about switching again. And another thing the dribble handoff does is you get tighter screens. I hate it when guys are setting screens on people and the guy coming off is so far off the screen that the defender slips through it. Most of the time with the dribble handoff, you don't get that gap because you're not going to hand it off to a guy that's 6 feet off of you. So in order to get the handoff, you got to be tighter, and then that makes the screen more effective, which allows for a lot of screen and roll. Again, if you don't have a finisher, you can pop. So you're coming off, and he would just pop instead of roll because he can't finish for whatever reason. But again, 5-on-0, spread the floor. You got 5 guys out basically. And I think another key is to bring it up a side and not bring it up the gut. Right up the middle. Kind of bring it to his side. And again, you're coming down. You might be even in transition where this guy curls, and then this guy's here, and you got, all this. And you're looking to get it to there, but maybe he's denied. You can just dribble right off of that. There's just so many options. Let's say he tries to curl, and instead you threw it here. We talked about that. Now this guy's got to make a read. He can set the back screen. He could actually just replace himself and get in the corner if he threw it there and was going to follow it. I like the guy here if the action's going away. If he came to curl and he threw it there, maybe he just cuts and you get that little kick. I like this, slot guy. We call it the slot. He's like a slot receiver. He's going to dive into that basket real quick. Then we just can replace it. If he doesn't get it, he pops or he gets out. But again, we would do this a lot. You can run right into a flex offense. You can run right into a 1-4 high. There's a lot of things you can do. But I think this is more beneficial for the team that's small, playing a smaller team, meaning you have basically a 3-man playing the 5. You can really take advantage of the fact you're going to have some wide open space. Dribbler. You just have a lot of wide open space. This guy can make a read, and if the guy's way off, he can just flash there and just throw it to him there, even though it's not really in transition. And then you're coming right off for the handoff. Okay, if you don't get it, then this guy could dribble at you, and then you're getting to that basket going downhill. I mean, let's say you got the ball here, and you didn't give it to him, and he popped, and then you're dribbling at this guy for the handoff, and you keep it. This guy could have exchanged, and he could have come all the way over, and then you could dribble right to the handoff there. Dribble handoff all the way to this. It's all making reads. You got to kind of read what the guy ahead of you is doing. So if this guy gets it, doesn't give it here, he flares, dribbles at the big cuts, he didn't get it. You screen there, and he's coming, and now you still got it. You could dribble all the way to him. So this guy would then be lifting. This guy, second guy who didn't get it would pop. And now you're going dribble handoff basically with this guy. So you got the ball here, and this is who you're going to dribble handoff with. This guy, if he didn't want to screen that, he could go and just cut. This guy's got the ball, and he's dribbling at. He faked it to this dribble at. This guy's coming all the way over, dribbled right at him. Boom. Worst case scenario, you just keep it. You could finish at the rim yourself, Or you just keep it and there's nothing there and you dribble over here and everybody just kind of spaces out. Then we just keep the ball moving, ball reversal, then just, your normal motion stuff. But again, this is all, in transition kind of stuff. Um, we call like a 5-on-0 or 5-out offense. And you're just doing a lot of the 5-out to a lot of dribble handoff stuff. I'll add videos as we go along, but you get the basic gist of it. Just a lot of different reads you can make. We might call something out of a timeout. Hey, let's run get. Let's run that pick where you're going to set the back pick from the corner, which I like a lot. We ran that one time at the end of a game when I was coaching high school in California. We won the game with that on a timeout where we just threw it here. Okay, and then this guy caught it, and then this guy faked the back, came up, set the back screen, and we just kicked it there for a layup. And then if he doesn't get that, then he dribbles that, and then he's coming right off of that. And this guy will be open all the time because he's setting that back screen that they're so paranoid about, especially if you have a guy that can flush it, and they might switch that or lean off of it, and then he just comes off a dribble handoff, and he usually gets a wide open pocket jumper. You just got to run it with the personnel that can do these things and finish and make the right reads and make the right plays. But again, these are just options that we're going to utilize. Hopefully, it'll be something that we can do during the course of a game and not have to call it and just make automatic reads. All right, everybody. See you in the gym.